about the money?
Not a trace of it.
Excuse me.
$1 a day, cashed in advance. Did you look for the money?
Well, we did and we didn't. Sheriff thinks that maybe the killer took the money along with the old man's horse.
Probably needed an extra horse just to carry all that money.
How's the old man?
Just like Walter Joe said, dead. Somebody walloped him with a chunk of stove wood.
What about the money?
What about it? Did you find it? We'll find that when we find the killer. Excuse me.
He's all yours now, Harry. Says he hadn't any kin anybody knows about. Might as well get the burying over, huh?
Whatever you say.
Tomorrow morning too soon?
That'll be fine.
Sheriff. Sheriff, that bruise on the side of his head. Now, that could have been caused by a piece of stove wood. But I seen bruises like that on people that just fell down and died.
Did you see the old man's place?
Yeah, I seen it.
Tore plumb to pieces?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't do that after he fell down.
No, he sure didn't.
The killer did it. After he hit him on the head with the stove wood. Just like I said.
just like you said.
It's only logical to run to the Chima Mountain. Ground is rocky, be hard to track.
Yeah. There's always a possibility the killer didn't find the money.
I thought of that myself.
Say, mister,
That'd be $1.
I just want to ask a question. Has Joe or Ben Cartwright been in here?
Never heard of him. There's always a chance he did find the money.
That is a possibility.
I'm Sheriff Millet.
My name's Cartwright.
This your horse?
Oh, not exactly, no.
Well, you rode him into town, didn't you?
I did, Sheriff. You ain't gonna believe this.
You just borrowed it.
No, I found him.
Uh-huh. You tell me all about it on the way to my office.
Look, Sheriff, I didn't steal that horse.
Well, I'm not arresting you for stealing a horse. You're under arrest for murder.
This morning, my horse was gone, and I looked around, I found this horse.
Take off your gun belt, empty your pockets, and put the stuff on the desk.
He may be some killer, but ain't a very good liar.
Well, maybe he's telling the truth.
Any man who'd kill and steal wouldn't be above lying. I say, let's hang him right now and get it over with.
Yeah, come on, get back, come on. Get away from that window. Come on, get! Got everything?
That's it. Sheriff, I didn't steal that horse. I found him. Look here, my pa and little brother are going to be in town this afternoon or tomorrow, and they'll tell you what I'm saying is the truth.
This way.
Sheriff.
I didn't hear.
Look here, we ranch down by Virginia City. It's the Ponderosa. Maybe you've heard of it.
Well, you'd save us all a lot of trouble if you tell me where you hid the money.
What money?
One of these days, I'm going to have the simple pleasure of arresting a man who admits he's guilty.
You better arrest one that is first.
It's a shame. A sin and a shame. Be the biggest funeral this town's ever seen.
Who's paying for it?
He'll collect his fees just as soon as they recover the money.
What happens to the rest of the money?
That does present a problem. There doesn't seem to be a will of any kind, and we know of no relatives. They had no close friends that we know of.
Well, we just can't let the money sit there.
The money could be used to benefit everybody. Fix up the town, paint the storefronts, dig drainage ditches.
Build a church.
That would come pretty far down on the list, Brother Stoner.
Well, it's not right to hold Sunday services in a saloon.
Well, look at it this way. You're challenging the devil in his own house.
Careful what you call my saloon.
Figure of speech, Henry.
You think you'd better find the money before splitting it up?
You bet the man who stole it, haven't you?
Under lock and key. Asked him where the money is. He's not talking.
Maybe we should appeal to his better nature. Could I talk with the prisoner?
Not by yourself, you don't.
Might be a good idea if we all talk to him.
Somebody see you.
Cartwright, Hoss Cartwright.
I'm Mayor Brigham, Mr. Cartwright, and
Let's get to the point. What'd you do with the money, Hoss?
What money?
The money you took from the old man before you killed him.
I ain't killed nobody, and I found that horse.
Mr. Cartwright, you'll have to admit that story's pretty thin.
I'll have to admit that I could make up a better story. But if I did, it'd just be a lie.
I'm Brother Stoner, Mr. Cartwright. I'm the one that does the preaching here. For those who care to listen. Now, if there's anything that I can do...
Well, there's one thing you can do. Tell me why nobody around here will listen to me.
Well, if you want people to listen, you've got to tell them what they want to hear.
I told them the truth.
That's the last thing that most people want to hear.
Riley? Now, the way I see it, we got him cold on the murder charge. But he's the only one that knows where the money is. Now, he probably figures that we're not going to let anything happen to him until we know where the money is.
Well, then we'll have to convince him we're more interested in justice than in money.
How do we do that? We take him out and lynch him. Not all the way. Just a little bit.
Charlie, a lynching is like an avalanche. Not hard to start, but you ever try to stop for a while?
No, and I don't intend to. That's the sheriff's job.
You hungry? Now that you mention it.
Brought yourself up from across the street.
Hey, heavy. Roast beef, mashed potatoes, greens, pot pie. You know, a fella could learn to like this jail.
You know, that old man lived up on the mountain for more years than I've been sheriff here. Come to town twice a year, take her all day to save a penny on a pound of bacon and flour, then paid from a roll of bills as thick as your arm. That old man was sitting on a mountain of money. Everybody around here knew that. How much you figure he had altogether?
I wouldn't know, Sheriff.
Enough to last a man a lifetime.
Didn't say.
Maybe even 2 men. Unless one was greedy.
Mighty good grub you got here, Sheriff.
You tell me where that money is. And I might forget to lock this door and leave a horse tied out back.
Well, like I said, I ain't got no way of knowing.
All right, you take me to the money and we'll split it right down the middle.
How do you get off locking a man up in jail? You know better than a cook yourself.
I'm going to give you to the count of 5. And if you don't tell me what I want to know by then, I'm going to shoot you up some for trying to escape. 1, 2, 3.
If you miss, I'll be sure to get him. Well, keep them covered, Sheriff. You never know which way they'll jump.
Thank you.
Good thing I came along when I did.
Yeah. A little heartburn.
Well, you're going to have some more heartburn because the boys down in the saloon are talking Lynch.
Just a little talk doesn't mean a thing.
Well, you better let them know that. They think they mean it.
If anybody comes around here looking for me, tell them I took a ride up to the old man's place, have a look around.
Well, don't you think you ought to stay here and stop them people when they come?
Stop them how?
Well, with that gun.
Those people are my friends and neighbors. I'm here to protect them, not to kill them.
Well, what about the prisoner?
What about him?
someplace. Let's go.
Well, where's the sheriff?
He's gone. We better get going.
I ain't going no place. I'm staying right here.
Now, listen to me.
No, you wait a minute. If I run, then they'll sure think I'm guilty.
They already think you're guilty.
Well, they won't as soon as my pa and little brother get here.
By the time they get here, you're ready to be hung.
Hung?
Open up, Sheriff! We've come for him! Open up!
Now, I'm going to save your life if I have to kill you to do it. That one's yours.
Just don't like the idea of breaking Jiggle.
Always go back and tell him it was a mistake.
I've tried that.
No prisoner, no sheriff, and no signs of trouble. What do you make of that?
Maybe the sheriff let him go.
And maybe the sheriff went with him.
Well, you sure have to have a good reason.
How about the money?
That's a good reason.
I'll give you odds that we'll find one or both of them up there at the old man's place. That is, if we get there in a hurry.
Well, if they're going to look that way, we better go that way.
Yeah, listen, I appreciate what you did back there, but I don't quite understand why.
Well, I'd do the same for any man. There's something about a lynching that sets my teeth on edge.
Yeah, well, you know, I've been thinking about it. I think I better get back into town and get this thing settled up.
If you're going to prove you're innocent, you better do it from a safe distance.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could just circle around out here for 2 or 3 days and let the dust settle down, and then go back in, huh?
If you want my opinion, we better start riding far and fast, starting right now.
Looking for, Sheriff?
What are you looking for, Charlie?
I'm looking for you.
Well, you're having better luck than I have. Now, what are you doing here?
That's what we was going to ask you, Sheriff.
Well, it As a duly sworn-in officer of the law, it is my duty to find and protect the assets of any citizen who meets an untimely end. And that's why I'm here, doing my duty.
Oh, come on, Sheriff.
That's more than I can say for you vultures.
I resent that, Sheriff. It is my duty and civic responsibility to see to it that these assets that you mentioned don't vanish before they reach the city treasurer's office. Furthermore, and in addition...
Please.
Yeah. Now, Sheriff, who was it told you where to dig?
Nobody. They're just prospecting around.
With a piece of stick. I say that you brought this thing out here to confuse us. And I say that that horse told you where to dig.
That horse showed me nothing.
Then why'd you turn him loose?
I left him locked up in jail where he ought to be.
Well, he ain't there now, Sheriff. There ain't nothing in that jail cell but dust.
And that's why we rode out, Sheriff. There are them that thinks that you give him his freedom in return for him telling you where he hid the money.
A prisoner escapes from jail, a cold-blooded killer, and you go chasing after the sheriff. People.
Well, it seemed to make sense at the time.
They aren't going chasing in the dark. But don't make that fire too big.
I want to tell you how much I appreciated what you did back there.
I already told you how I felt about that.
You took a mighty big risk.
I don't want to talk about it. Look, I know you appreciate what I did. Man saves your life, you're bound to appreciate it. But you don't have to go on and on about it.
I'm Wallace Cartwright.
Child Barnett.
Child. Is that what they named you?
Just what they call me. Child. Come here, child. Child, behave yourself. Now, listen to me, child. By the time I was 5 years old, they forgot what my real name was.
Well, it must have been somebody to write it down someplace.
Somebody did. But neither one of them could read.
Child. It's a funny name to be calling a grown man, ain't it?
What's so funny about that? Did your daddy name you Hoss when you was born?
No, but...
Well, then you ain't got no real name neither. All you got is what people decide to call you. Even if your daddy named you George Washington Cartwright, if people decide to call you low down, mean, stupid, or dumb, all the George Washington in the world wouldn't change it.
It's kind of a dumb thing for me to say, but sorry about it.
That's all right. I thought it was kind of funny when you told me your name was Hoss. It kind of fits you.
Well, I hope you had a good night's sleep.
I did, thank you.
Now we got a cold trail to follow.
Can't track a man in the dark, Charlie.
Well, you can try.
Maybe you can, but not me. I know it's a waste of time.
Maybe Maybe you don't want to catch him.
Just about the end of my string with you, Charlie.
Oh, Charlie. Where do we start looking for the tracks, Sheriff?
South of town. They rode out of the alley that way. Big guy lives near Virginia City. I got a hunch it's one place he won't go.
Huh? What if your hunch is wrong?
You'll probably never let me forget it.
What do you suppose that was all about? Looks like a posse. Sure in a hurry.
Yes, sir. 2 rooms, please. 2 beds in each room. Not bad.
2 rooms, 4 beds, and wash basins. That'll be $1 each a day.
I need a bath.
Some folks use the horse trough in front of the livery stable after dark.
Good sound folks do.
Is that a posse I saw right now?
Oh, indeed it was.
Who are they after?
A murderer.
Yes, first killing we had around here in almost a year now.
Was it a gunfight?
No, he killed him with a piece of firewood, just stove his head in.
Very foul crime.
Stole his money, too.
Money that was intended to build a church?
You know that ain't so, Brother Stoner.
He came to services regularly in the saloon and quite often made a donation.
That don't mean he figured to build you a whole church.
He was a good man, and the church is a worthy cause. Don't you agree, sir?
Oh, yes, yes.
Just when did this killing take place?
Yesterday.
The posse just left.
Oh, well, the man has been in jail.
Oh, it broke out.
Not exactly. A fella went in and helped him out with a key.
That wasn't a very legal thing to do.
Well, I can't find it in my heart to blame him. Certain members of our community were going to hang him.
Only part way, Brother Stoner. You know that.
They were gonna hang him part way?
Yes, until he told us where he hid the money. Then we're going to leave it up to the law to hang him the rest of the way.
Well, that would have made it legal. Let's clean up, boys.
Kind of gives you something to think about, doesn't it? Well, hanging a man part way?
Yeah. And with the parson fella has a chance to get out of jail and to avoid a hanging, I'd do it.
Can't wait to tell Hoss.
Hoss? Who?
How's Cartwright?
That's the man the posse's chasing.
The killer.
No, not Hoss. You're thinking about some other man. Hoss wouldn't kill anybody.
What makes you so sure?
He's my son.
You should have got to know that boy better.
Boy, a set of eggs and some hotcakes are sure real fine about now, wouldn't they?
I can't help you there, Hoss. But here's something you might need.
this make you a little uneasy? I mean, I'm supposed to be a murderer.
You don't strike me as the murdering type.
What exactly is a murdering type?
A little man. Squinchy eyes, pinch face, 2 weeks growth of beard, wrinkled clothes, and a dirty hat.
Yeah, I'd be terrified by a man like that, all right. Hey, aren't you worried about getting in trouble with them folks back there?
They don't know me. I don't come from there.
Where do you come from?
No place in particular. I go where the wind blows me, and I don't like a lot of questions.
Don't take much to get you out of sorts neither, does it?
Not out of sorts, Hoss. Like my pa tell me, the most interesting thing about a man is the part you don't know about. The part you have to guess.
Where do you get that?
Guess he made it up. Man who don't read, don't get nothing from books. Nice dusty road. Might be helpful if we made tracks in it. Posse will be along soon. If we don't confuse them, they'll be right on our coattails.
Sounds to me like you've had some experience in this sort of business.
Enough to know that you have to stay way ahead of a lynching party.
Well, we gotta meet and talk with them sometime. I mean, we gotta settle this.
This time next year should be about right. Now, you take that fork, and I'll take this one. Stay in the dust until you come to hard ground along the roadside, and then cut north. And then we'll meet on the far side of that hill.
Fine.
Where you from, Hoss?
Oh, no place in particular. Just sort of go where the wind blows me.
Tell you the truth, Hoss, I don't know half the places where I'm from. Pa not being happy in any one place. He tried farming, smithing, and cow punching. But a man that don't know how to read or figure numbers ain't good for nothing but chores. And he knew just enough to know that he wasn't getting what he wanted, but he didn't know how to go about getting it. And so we'd move on. Half the time he didn't know where he was. And he was too dumb to read, too proud to ask.
I'm from Virginia City. We ranch up there. That's where I'm heading as soon as I get this cleared with the law. If you're looking for a job...
I'm not. Now, there's that relay station. You can get that breakfast you've been wanting.
That burn shirt took every penny I got.
I don't recall asking you for any money. Stay in the saddle. I won't be a minute.
What's the matter? Don't ask any questions. Just ride.
What do they have, boss? Biscuits or beef?
You stole that, didn't you?
You don't have to keep looking back. Man's not going to leave a store full of stuff just to get this away from us.
You shouldn't have done it.
I didn't do nothing but take a little bit of food for a couple of days.
I don't care what you done. It ain't right.
I was hungry.
I don't give you a license to steal.
I remember you telling me you was hungry.
Not for stolen food, I ain't.
Tastes just like the kind you buy.
I don't care what it tastes like. It's going back.
I don't seem to remember you complaining about those stolen horses.
Them horses don't belong to you?
I just took the first couple of good horses I could find.
Child, don't you know we could be hung for that?
Well, they won't hang you anyway.
Well, we'll settle horses later, but right now, that stuff's going back.
Oh, this is not going back. This belongs to me.
No, it don't. It belongs to the man you stole it from.
What are we arguing about? This is just a sack of food.
We're arguing about a principle.
An empty stomach doesn't know any principle.
Yeah, and a full stomach don't give you none, neither.
Now you've made me lose my appetite.
Good. Now, let's take that stuff back. Give it here.
I took it. Take it back myself. I'll tell you one thing, though. We're going to have to stop this fiddling around and do some hard riding. Or the posse will run right smack dab into us.
Say one thing for you. You're a pretty good judge of horse flesh in the dark.
I have to be. That's when I get most of my horses.
Let's split up. Well, we gotta make a choice. We'll take this fork, see what we can find.
Well, he's here just a minute. You don't suppose he'd try to find them two by himself, do you?
I think he would.
Just run out of tracks. If I found any, I was going to come and tell you about it.
You wait here.
You sure you don't want me to go with you?
I did it. I'll undo it.
What's the matter? You forget the salt?
Check it. It's all there.
Seems to be.
Well, I guess that squares it.
Mister? You going away hungry?
That's the way it is.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Didn't get a chance to meet you last time through. You, forgot this.
No, I left it behind.
Well, go on, take it with you.
I don't have the money to pay for it.
Well, I didn't ask you for any.
No, I don't take charity.
I swear, you do make it hard for a man to be Christian. You know what the good book says? Is blessed to give. Well, how in thunder is a man supposed to give if you won't take?
My mom gave me this book before she died. She said to me, anything a man wanted to know was in this Bible. See this? I wrote my name in there. It says this Bible belongs to Child Barnett.
How long has your mom been dead?
She died when I was a young thing. I don't hardly remember her. Let's cover the cost of that food.
Oh, sure, but I can't take your Bible.
Well, you make out your bill and put it in this book. If I'm not back to pick it up, then this Bible is yours. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No horse.
Have a biscuit, Horace? Yeah, I don't mind if I do. Listen, I wanna tell you how much I appreciate you getting these things.
Now you're not going to go on and on and on about that biscuit, are you?
I think I was going to, yeah.
Don't taste no different.
Yeah.
No sign of them. Nah, nothing. Well, tracks are plain enough. Well, let's get after them. No. Just the horses. But we can't. They need it, Joe. Well, you'll have to rest their horses, too. Come on.
Gents, Sheriff, you boys are hungry. I'd be glad to rustle you up some grub. I don't say it'll be good, but it'll look
Looking for somebody, Buck.
Yeah, anybody I know.
Escape killing his partner. Big man, heavy set, wears a white hat.
Name a horse?
Horse Cartwright.
Well, I didn't get his last name, but he didn't seem like a murderer to me.
Which way did he go?
Well, they rode off in the direction of Juniper Springs. That was, maybe an hour ago.
Seemed like they were in much of a rush.
No. As a matter of fact, they forgot something first time around, and they come back and straightened it out. And then they rode off slow and easy, like they had all the time in the world.
That means their horses are still fresh, and ours are rode out. What's that, Buck? Could we borrow some of your company horses?
Well, them horses broke to harness, Sheriff. I don't know how much good they're going to be under a saddle.
Well, at least they'll be fresh.
Well, you're welcome to help yourself. You can turn yours loose in the empty corral.
See anything? Yeah, I thought I saw something move way out there. Get closer.
Hasn't been more than 20 minutes since those horses been outside their tracks.
We should catch sight of them just about any time.
Yeah, any time now, unless they see us first. Of course, these horses won't give much of a race. Well, we've only got one chance. Can't run them down. We'll have to shoot them down.
If we kill him, we'll never find out where that money is.
And if you let them get away,
Let's pull it here, huh? I thought so. Picked up a rock. Another alley, he'd be pulling up lane.
You know, it ain't just everybody that would have known that.
I don't know. I've been around horses all my life.
I was gonna make sure you was a man like you on the Ponderosa.
I'm not looking for a job.
What do you got against honest work?
Nothing.
You ever had a job?
Got plenty of them. I like to do it alone. I can't stand being in the bunkhouse full of people with somebody telling me what to do all the time.
Well, what I had in mind was a little land shack we got way up in Cibolo Canyon. Generally keep a man up there the year around, just riding fence and gathering in a few strays.
I don't want any job.
It's lonely. Hard work, but good pay.
Stop it right there.
What's the matter?
I don't want any job.
Why?
Because I can't read.
Reading ain't altogether the reason. I gotta figure that when a man won't slow down long enough to make his beans and his bacon, then somebody must be after him, chasing him.
Well, you're kind of mixed up, aren't you? I mean, it's you they're chasing, not me, remember?
Yeah, but it's you that don't want to go back. No, that's something you ain't telling me. And besides that, I knew you couldn't read before off to the job.
Oh, what do you mean you knew? I gave you that book. It said this Bible the property of Charles Barnett.
That ain't what it said.
What do you mean it ain't what it said?
It said, this Bible the property of Joshua Barnett.
Joshua. Joshua Barnett.
Try this now.
I took your horse and left you with the old man.
I figured you did. Being the judge of horseflesh, you are.
But I did kill the old man. Nobody killed him. He just fell down and died. I found him lying there. He was peaceful and quiet. I tore up the cabin. I figured he would be needing the money he'd be leaving behind.
Where's the money?
Never no money. It's just a lot of talk. Just a lot.
All these years we've been nice to that old man for nothing.
Horse, horse. All that money. Just talk. I don't believe it was talk.
That old man had money, and I think it's still up there somewhere.
How come you're so sure?
I just feel it in my bones.
Horse! All right, horse, let's go.
Go where? Go back to jail.
Before. You heard it. The old man died of natural causes.
Your son stole a couple of horses.
Sheriff, you know he didn't steal any horses. You heard that,
He
too.
broke jail. Nobody breaks out of my jail.
It was either break jail or get lynched.
We did find those horses.
And I'll see that you get them, too.
If a man feels that way, I guess there's no use stirring up any trouble.
That's right.
He wasn't all bad, Paul.
No, he wasn't.
You know, in some ways, those other fellas are as guilty or guiltier than he was. No, they didn't break any laws or anything, but what they done was wrong. All they wanted was that old man's money.
No, it isn't what they did, Hoss. It's the way they think.
You can't put a man in jail for the way he thinks.
No? But they won't be going off scot-free either. For the rest of their lives, they'll be thinking about that money. Spending all the time looking for it. Worrying for fear somebody else will find it before them.
And the funny part was, there wasn't no money.
But they won't believe that either. 'Cause they're greedy. So they're suspicious. Well, that kind of man carries his own jail around with him. Well, let's go.
Thank you.